Cambodia has had a pretty bad run of luck for the last half millennium or so. Ever since the fall of Angkor in 1431, the once mighty Khmer Empire has been plundered by its neighbors. It was colonized by the French in the 19th century, and during the 1970s suffered heavy carpet bombing by the U.S. as part of both the Vietnam War and the Cambodian Civil War. In total, the U.S. dropped 2.7 million tons of bombs on Cambodia from 1964 to 1973, more than the combined amount dropped by all allies in all theaters during World War II. After a false dawn of independence in 1953, Cambodia promptly plunged back into the horrors of civil war in 1970 to suffer the Khmer Rouge's incredibly brutal reign of terror, and only after UN-sponsored elections in 1993 did the country begin to totter back onto its feet. The two pillars of Cambodia's newly stable economy are textiles and tourism. Much of the population still subsists on less than the equivalent of $1 a day. The killing fields are a number of sites in Cambodia where collectively 1.5 to 2 million people were killed and buried by the Khmer Rouge regime during its rule of the country from 1975 to 1979. This was roughly 1/4 of the population of the country. That's the U.S. Embassy over there. It's a very special delegation with a lot of security. Phnom Penh is a modern city with wide, smooth roads and large stately buildings. They drive on the right side of the road like Americans. Their culture is more conservative than Thailand or America. They are polite and respectful people. Cambodia is not a main tourist destination, so don't expect any of the locals to speak English. I personally use Google Translate to communicate. In Cambodia, both the US dollar and Cambodian rial are used. Typically, for large purchases, the US dollar is used. For smaller purchases or for change, the rial is used. Torn or old currency notes, both US dollars and rial, will not be accepted. You cannot exchange rial back into US dollars outside of Cambodia, something I learned the hard way. I took a small bus from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap. There were no flights, for some reason, that day. Old-style pop-tops, the kinds I haven't seen in the US since the 70s, are still used here. We are driving from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap on the bus, and this is our first break. There's a little restaurant here too, so people are getting food and snacks. I'm getting a caribou. You might notice that there are no stoplights here, so I have no clue how I'm going to cross this street without getting killed 1,000 times. I am in Siem Reap right now. This traffic is really intense. I'm not sure what this game is called, but these guys are very good at it. I'm right next to the Siem Reap River, and I'm just walking around trying to get a feel for the land. And there are a lot of people exercising out here. It's pretty cool exercising device. They even have a gym out here. It's really cool. It's extremely difficult to cross the streets around here because there are no stoplights, and you basically have to kind of run out in traffic and hope that you don't get run over. It's a skill set that makes me a little bit nervous right now. This looks like a safe walking street though. Now that is a massive old tree. Oh, in the distance I can see a bunch of monks. I wish I had a telephoto lens. It looks like I've stumbled onto a portion where they have a lot of street food. Unlike sidewalks in the US, you really have to pay attention to what you're stepping on around here. Else you could really get hurt. It's almost crazy how much construction there is in Siem Reap. And every place I look, it's just really a lot of work going on everywhere. I mean, not just isolated spots, but just the whole city. It's like they decided to fix everything at once. There aren't too many people here yet. It's only 5 o'clock. But this is the pub street. And apparently later on this is going to be the place to hang out. But I'm pretty tired and I'm going to Angor Wat tomorrow. So I'm just going to get a quick meal and then probably take a tuk-tuk back home. Call it an early night. Like maybe a year or a couple months. I'm just talking to this gentleman here, and can I take a video of you? Yeah.
Why not?
You're just talking about tourism, and I'm the only guy in my hotel.
Yeah.
And he was just saying that it's kind of dead here. I think I'm the only one at this restaurant right now.